Hey y'all, and welcome back to another video by UmbrasDarkness. In today's video, you guys, we're going to be going over the basics of the game and how the game should work and what you should be doing when you start a new account. We're going to be breaking this up into 5 main priorities. So if you want to skip around the description, we'll have the different time breaks. So hopefully that will help you guys find what you came here to look for. The first and foremost that we're going to talk about is research, as this is probably the most important part of the game. So the first thing that you should be doing is upgrading your gray researches in the economy tree and start working on your green researches. However, once you want to start working on your gray and green troops. Specifically, you want to get T2s unlocked first. I would say that your military tech does take priority over economy. You just don't want to forget these, as resources will hurt. Once you get your tier 2 troops, you should be unlocking the next tier troop as your town hall level allows, right? So you want to be unlocking tier 3 once you can, and you want to be doing economy once your military techs are caught up. And then your end goal for your military techs as a free-to-play player at the end of Season 1 should be T4s. You can't really get much farther as a free-to-play player, but if you are in an active alliance and you're playing the game frequently, like on a daily basis, sending out gatherers, and you have active players in your alliance that can help you do level 5 forts, and you're using your CP on Darklings, you should have enough resources and CP in order to unlock 3, maybe even all 5 T4s. There are free-to-play players in my alliance that do have all 5 T4s unlocked. Their marches aren't full T4, but they at least have all 4 of them unlocked. Or all 5 of them, sorry, unlocked. As for your economy tree, the only time your economy tree should take priority over your military tree is once your military tree is your military tree has T4s unlocked, or you unlock or you get to the point where you can upgrade Scholarship 1. Architecture 1 should already be upgraded because it's a part of the green research, and then Architecture 2 and Scholarship 2. Now, Architecture 2 and Scholarship 2 do have some pretty high level town hall requirements in order to get to them, so don't worry about it too much. Once you get locked at town hall, you should go back. But as a free-to-play player, these 2 things will save you a bunch of speed-ups. So you want to make sure that you have these things unlocked and good to go and upgraded as soon as they can be upgraded. These, again, should be maxed out the second you can upgrade them based off of your research building. And then the next priorities after these 2, and once your researches are done inside of here, which will be around like T3, you might not even have T4s yet, is you want to start working on your breath control 2 and your military leadership 2. The reasons for that is it allows you to get more heroes up faster if you're in a point of war, or if you're swapping between, tank and mages for behemoths, or maybe you're merit farming. And then breath control 2 will allow you to get your experience up faster, more dark forts, stuff like that. So, and if you watched one of my previous videos, it's definitely something you want going into Season 1 Plus. So definitely be working on these whenever your military tree is done, or when your military tree is maxed out based off of Town Hall. After you have T4s unlocked, the only thing you should be focusing on is is the economy tree. The reason behind this is supply chains at 10 out of 10 is required in order to upgrade assault strategies to level 9. So you have to work on it anyways. You might as well continuously get incremental gains from max upgrading this. There are limitations. For instance, here you can see that there are these limitations for leveling up. This is a maxed economy tree with your research building at level 24. So even at level 24, you won't be able to max upgrade everything in your economy tree. So it is important to not stress about doing it first. You want to get your tier troops up faster so you're not wasting too many research speed ups, or sorry, too many troop training speed ups on the wrong thing. And you want to definitely be focusing on getting these up so you get benefit as fast as possible. Again, this is a max 24 count research building. All right. So after research, obviously, let's talk about your buildings. Your buildings are pretty important. They're going to limit your research, which your research is the number one goal of this game. The buildings that you want to build are basically going to be whatever is required for your next town hall upgrade. The order that you want to do it is your town hall, then you want to upgrade your alliance center, then you want to upgrade your research building, and then you want to go ahead and just click on your town hall and see what it takes in order to upgrade the town hall to the next level. The reason that you really want to do this is if you get limited in your town hall to here, or town hall, and you can't do researches, you're wasting a lot of time. And some of these researches, I mean, you can see here, I have 2 going that are 38 days and they're, a third done. Assault strategies to 10 and first aid and defensive formation to 10 are 120 days. Arcane knowledge is 120 days. Defensive formation is like 90 days. I might have these 2 values messed up, but they're very, very long. So you want to be able to continuously upgrade your researches so you don't have that pause break. So again, the order you want to do it is your town hall level, and then you want to upgrade your alliance center. Helps in this game are proportionate to the amount of time the building takes. So you do want to upgrade that first because it will assist in these long upgrades. Some of these buildings can take north of a month and a half. And then you want to upgrade your School of Sages because for every level that you upgrade your School of Sage, you do get, your research building, different for different classes, you do get a research speed bonus. So it is definitely worth it. Now, where are your breakpoints? Like, at what point do you prioritize what at what? So the way that I recommend doing it is you should utilize universal speedups on your town hall and your buildings to upgrade your town hall until you get to level 21. At level 21, you want to utilize only your building speedups to upgrade buildings to get to 22, and then you want to use your universal speedups to get T4s. After you get T4s unlocked, and if you are not town hall level 22, feel free to use universal speedups to get to town hall 22 because that gets you 5 marches. If we go ahead and look in here, you can see at Town Hall 22 is when we get 5 marches, and that means more gathering, more of everything else. And then all universal speedups should really go to your research just because, again, some of them are 120 days. So you definitely want to be utilizing your universals there. After you get to Town Hall 22, you should only be using universals inside of your research unless for some reason, somehow, your research is completely maxed for your research building, in which case use them on your buildings. Obviously, initially, your troops should not be using any universals. Now, this can be a point of contention because players want to participate in raids and players want to be able to do X, Y, and Z. And I totally get it. And this is a game at the end of the day. So definitely 100% do what makes you happy. If this game feels like a chore, then there's no reason to play. I'm a min-max player. That is my play style. That is the way I teach and preach. Just because I say do X does not mean you have to do it. You should do X unless you want to do Y or Z. You should make sure that you are loving this game and you want to come back to it at the end of every day. All right, so that's kind of the research and building priorities and where I'd use universal speedups. I will note that Siege, a developer of a website, hopefully I'll be able to shout that out soon, has another recommendation. I don't necessarily agree with him, but it is a wise recommendation, and that is when you are upgrading your troop training buildings, you should use universal speedups on it no matter what level it is. So that way you're minimizing the amount of downtime that your troops are there. In my opinion, you don't really want to do that because universal speedups are so important to get T5s. But I can totally understand that point of view. And again, just because I say X doesn't mean you can't do Y or Z. And it is a good recommendation, so I'm going to put this in the video. The third thing is hero priority. So if you are a free-to-play player, you should definitely be getting Eliana when the events are released. They come when you hit Darkling creatures. They'll drop little dolls, and then the dolls will turn into a chance to hit Elianas. So if you can hit Eliana, go ahead and join every raid. Raid should be like 1,000 troops per player max, because the number of players joining is more important than number of troops, because it takes like 1,000 T2 troops in order to be hitting Eliana's Darkling patrols. And as a free-to-play player, I would strongly recommend you invest in a tank march and a mage march. The reason I'd recommend investing into a tank march and a mage march is tanks are hard to kill, so they won't fill up your hospital as fast, but they'll allow you to PvP. They are also in strong desire usually for PvE against behemoths, because everyone wants to see their name up on the high DPS list. So you definitely want to try and get there. And then mages, because they're in the back row of PvP, so you can usually run away before you lose all of your troops to there. So if your front line, your tanks go ahead and die, you want to be able to pull that without, again, you losing mass number of troops, filling up your hospital. Mages are also definitely utilized in behemoth raids. There are some behemoth raids that require archers, and there are some behemoth raids that strongly recommend using mages. However, this will allow you to attend at least all the normal raids and will be a strong suit for allowing a free-to-play player to do PvP, because you can bring out a tank march and you can bring out infantry, right? Infantry, tank, and then you can bring out a mage march. The heroes that you should be looking for on this is Eliana, and then if you're lucky enough to unlock Garwood as a free-to-play player, you definitely want to be investing into Garwood. And then as a free-to-play player, you want to be working on Velian or Thea, and then hopefully as a free-to-play player, you're picking you're picking humans as your faction, which we'll talk about a little bit later in this video. And you want to choose Waldir because it's easy to awaken your chosen faction. I chose archers, archers, and so I easily awoken my Guanwin just by playing the game the normal way. Next, when talking about hero priority, when you get a new hero, it's exciting. You want to level it up, you want to star it up, you want to get the new abilities, you want to be able to hold a deputy in order to have 2 marches, but you're going to have to wait. The way that you want to use or upgrade hero slots is you want them to get their first skill to 5, because this is the active skill. If you look, there's a rage cost of 1,000, and that's where you can see the little damage factor in there and the abilities. And this is the same on all heroes, right? Rage cost, melee, same on all heroes. Any hero I click on, you definitely want to be looking at that. Atheist, also a very, very good free-to-play hero, and is better than Lilia in Behemoth. Sorry, distraction. But that's what you want to do. And then after that, feel free to max upgrade your stars on any heroes. There are exceptions to this rule. Like Madeline, you want to get skill 1 maxed, and then you want to get skill 2 maxed before you max upgrade it, because her maximum legion capacity bonus is in here. And for your gatherers, you want to try and unlock them first. So that way you want to try and unlock the second skill before you invest into anything. So that way you have a chance of RNG going to the second skill because they're a gathering hero. Same with like Indus, right? But again, those are exceptions. Your primary rule should be to focus on skill 1. The third thing the fourth thing that I want to talk to you about is factions, like I just mentioned. Spring Wardens is definitely a PvP unit. It increases your Legion March speed and your elixir production. The flying unit is Cavalry, so it's meant to go in and do damage. Yeah. The League of Orders is best for free to play. Like, any pay to win player can play any faction, but for free to play players, this is the best faction. Waldir is by far the best epic hero that you get with the three factions. Celestials are insane for free to play players. They're really, really good against the tier 8 behemoth. So the dragon, and overall the Legion magic defense and the overall gathering speed. These are huge. Get more resources, etc., etc. So definitely my strongest recommendation for a free to play player. And then as a heavy pay to play player that is into PvP, there are arguments to going Wilderberg. I personally think Spring Wardens is the right faction. However, a lot of heavy pay to win players will say it's Wilderberg. The reason that is because their Wolf Riders have the ability of killing an additional 5%, causing an additional 5% deaths in troops, so it fills up your opponent's hospital faster. But if we look at this, it increases attack by 3%, not very significant to me, not at the cost of elixir speed production, and it increases the destruction engineering. So this is more of a support role. If we look at their Satyr Witches, they increase the attack of units around them, right? Increases the attack of surrounding friendly units. So this really feels like a support faction to me of a strong pay-to-win player, or even Satyr Witches increasing free-to-play players for League of Orders, Celestials. Now, everybody's going to have their different opinions, but that's a very generic overlook of factions and where I think each player should be at. And then the last thing that I want to talk to you guys about is not for the free-to-play players. It's more for the spending players. Light spenders is what I'm really aiming for here, and that is the best things to purchase in this game are going to be the Season Battle Pass. It's $10 in order to get it. It comes with 1 million rewards. They're all great. Then you want to consider there's a level 25 Town Hall bundle that gives gems at different levels. You definitely want to be purchasing that. And then the monthly packs, and that's also $10. And then the monthly packs, this one's $2.99, this one's $4.99. Both definitely worth it. They give you bonus CP. They give you 0.5 of an artifact key. So every other day you're getting an artifact key, and then you're getting an artifact key from that. So you're getting 3 artifact keys every 2 days, and then some goodie resources in order to keep your buildings and researches going. And then for those that want to spend a little bit more, there's a daily deal. It's $2.99 to purchase all of it, and you get a randomized amount of numbers of different heroes. The number of heroes, or the heroes that are available, start with Velian, and then more are added as the game progresses for your season. And then for the even higher, this is like medium to large spender, there are things such as Treasure Forge or the Wheel that come out, and those can get expensive, but those would be the next best packs. None of these blue packs are really worth it unless, you're going for T5s this Sunday. Check out my live stream, in which case sometimes you have to purchase these in order to set that up, but these blue packs are really not worth it. You definitely want to consider joining the Wheel before you join the Forge of Light. And then the final thing that would go in between the monthly packs and the daily packs before the Wheel and everything else would be pop-up bundles. Unfortunately, I don't have an example of them, but you get it every time you unlock a legendary hero or a legendary artifact, or when a legendary hero, a legendary artifact, or an epic hero reach level 30. Those are good, very good goodies, and they are probably the best value in the game besides the town hall and the town hall bundle, the season pack, and the monthly passes. All in all, those are my recommendations when playing this game, and a very basic overview to hopefully start your game off right. All right. So you guys know how I like to thank my Patreon. My editor made this amazing Patreon. I would like to thank my Patreon for everything they do and provide for me. Huge shout out to them. Other than that, y'all know how we do it when we do it over here. You can catch me down in the YouTube comments. I try to respond to as many as possible. Or you can find me on my Discord. I'm the #1 talker. Or, worst case scenario, catch me on K102. As always, y'all, stay humble, stay happy, stay hungry. Bye, y'all.